Hey now, welcome to the Real Estate Rundown. I'm Dustin DeHart with Keller Home Loans, and this is
Nick Lehman with the Lehman Group at KW.
Good to see you,
What's
my friend.
going on,
What
man?
was going on there? A little.
You look like you're going fishing or like a
Yeah.
backyard barbecue.
Yeah,
What's going on today?
I made some flies, and I churned some butter, and
Okay.
Would you call me the farmer's daughter when you walked in? That was
I was
real
just
nice.
asking if that was the website you were on.
Oh, my wife liked this shirt.
No, it's cute. No, it is cute. It's
Thank you.
adorable.
That's what I was going for. Now I feel like what's the football? The Vikings quarterback. You watching that on
Cousins?
Netflix? Yeah.
No,
he wears all these kind of shirts.
Oh, does
and
he?
His wife picks him out, and yeah.
Okay, he's like a Michigan
he's not
State.
real stylish.
Yeah,
but,
he's like a Midwest guy.
Me neither, but good to see you, my
Yeah,
friend.
good to see you too.
Yeah. Speaking of football, I'm excited for football to start.
Yeah.
Are you?
I am. We're going to do a fantasy football league
We got
together.
the
We
league
could
back.
talk about that.
Yeah.
The boys are back in town.
That's how we met, by the way. About
that-
13 years ago, invited in my fantasy football league, and we're every year since. And then we put it on a little recess during COVID.
We did. Little hiatus.
And I don't know why. A few weeks ago, I'm like, let me see if there's any interest, and there was. Like everybody's like, yep, I'm in.
Sweet.
In fact. I just joined a dynasty fantasy football league.
Okay.
And it's online, and it started at 7 a.m. yesterday, and we're only through half of round 2 right now. So it's
What is it,
it's
like
called a
unlimited
slow-
time?
No, it's 8 hours.
You have an 8-hour time clock
yeah,
to
you
pick
know
your
me.
pick.
Like, I'm not the most
Wow.
patient person in the world, so I'm thinking, well, 8 hours. No one's
hours.
I mean, that means 8 minutes, right? Yeah, no, some of these dudes,
they're
like,
taking the full.
yeah, there's a guy right now, 3.5 hours. Like,
For the second round pick.
oh, yeah, you know.
Like I could see it maybe in the later rounds, but like
I know,
first 4 rounds usually.
So these guys are all. I'm probably the brand new at. Well, I am not probably. I am brand new at this, but these guys have probably been in a million leagues.
Yeah.
And it's all these trades. Like I'll give you second and fifth for this.
Oh, they're trading.
And they're doing. I'm like, and they keep throwing them at me, and I'm like, yeah.
this is draft day.
Yeah,
They're
well, you
Kevin Costner trying to make it happen.
Yeah, these guys are no joke, and I'm like, I just like to know when I am each round, and I
Yeah.
did take what's his name, the Colts running back though, second
Taylor?
round. Yeah, so we'll see.
He's
a
like,
little bit
is he
of a
gonna
rest.
play?
We'll see. I'm
right.
banking on it
All
because
right.
normally he'd have been in the first round. So, all right, that's enough fantasy football for the day.
I want all my picks back and Putney.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm ready for football. Like every year, and then football starts. I'm like and the draft, and then after about a month of it, I'm like my team's not doing well, and I just lose interest. Kind of like what's happening with refinance or interest rates right now.
Oh my gosh, what is happening? They're not signing the tender. Like,
here's what's happening: the days of me advising someone to float an interest rate because I think I know what the market's going to do. Those days are done.
You're just locking.
Done. Lock your
Just
rate.
lock it.
And don't
Contract,
sleep like
lock.
a baby is what I tell them. Right?
Wow. Yeah, it's what a rate.
Been a roller
now.
coaster.
It's like
they're in the 7s. I mean,
right.
kind of where we've been. We've dipped down.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll eventually come down. But like just this week, it was Tuesday. ADP numbers came in, and we're like, oh my god, all these new jobs, right? And then what was it? Fitch downgraded us, our debt from AAA to AA plus, which is like,
what does that mean?
It went from like a 780 to a 760. However, to get back up to that 780, we got to pay off some debts and do a rapid rescore, and we don't have that money to do that. I mean, that's a really big problem right now. I mean, them downgrading us, that happened like 12 years ago, and part of it is because the debt ceiling fiasco that seems to happen right at the last minute.
And they raise
But these interest rates going up, man, I mean, this debt ceiling little dance is going to be because we're literally borrowing to pay on the debt now. Do you know what the national deficit is right now?
I don't want to spit up my food, but I mean,
33, close to $33 trillion. And like I don't know how. It wasn't that long ago when Mr. Clinton, when this isn't political, but he had a balanced budget, and like I look at that now, and like, how did that even happen?
I don't know.
We can never do that again because politicians, to fix this, they have to cut spending, and if they cut spending, they're going to piss you off, and you voted for them.
Exactly.
So it's just it's a problem that's going to just continue to blow up somehow. So hopefully we can just ride it out another 10 years and retire.
We're going to focus on now.
Yeah, and don't depend on Social Security for your retirement as well. I got to say to you. But rates have been very volatile. Today they did improve, and because even though ADP showed all these jobs, the jobs report came out today, a little lower than expected, but they revised some other months, and it looks like the preponderance of these jobs being created are part-time, which doesn't really
factor as much as
correct. That's not really showing this robust employment that we seem to think that the Fed thinks we have right now. So, again, we'll see better days here.
We will.
So,
I mean, you can't focus on the buy because it really doesn't matter. You're just going to refi. Like, I know we've been saying that, but
I mean,
whether it's 7 or 6.5, 6.75, where we think it's going to go, you're just going to refi anyway. And so if the market, as we're going to talk about here in a little bit, if it's still trending upward, it doesn't matter when you buy, you'll just refi.
And that little decrease in rates is going to be swallowed up by that increase in sales price.
100%, as soon as it turns.
And then Black Knight predicts if just a point drop in rates or 1.5 it's like 5 million more home buyers are going to come to our market.
And we still have no inventory. We've been flatline inventory for since beginning of June, 8 weeks now.
I know. It's crazy.
Just sitting at that 3,900 mark.
It is certainly supply and demand right now. We don't need an economics degree to figure that out.
No, we definitely don't have one. I mean, look at your shirt and look at mine.
If you're looking at me for advice on it, never mind. But it's again, rates they've just been a headache that I'm done trying to predict. But we move on.
We just move forward.
Yeah. How about you? Everything rocking and rolling? How listings still flying off the shelf?
Listings are flying. I somehow have become like the divorce death specialist.
Really?
So
I'm teaching a class
Dustin
on that
DeHart, DD, divorce death.
Why is that?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I think it goes back to what we've been talking about in most sellers that are selling right now. Given that they have this great interest rate, they're selling because of a life event or a life scenario. So it's interesting. The last literally 4 listings are divorces. I should back up. My last 10, 4 divorces, 6 deaths.
Wow.
So
you're like the
that's
Wow.
When I'm getting a call and they're like, "Hey, I want to sell," I'm like,
okay, did you die? Who died?
But I mean, it's literally just scenario selling or life event
or something, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we've said that. Right.
Having a baby, the baby's moving out. I need to downsize. Hey, I had knee surgery. I need to go to a 1-story. That's pretty much all the inventory that's hitting.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, I mean, because of these low rates, I mean, we don't see people jumping out to go trade up or trade down for a 5% higher rate right now.
Right?
I get it.
Yeah. So,
and the same thing with refinances, right? Like, you're only doing a refinance, which, believe it or not, have been picking up for us.
Sure.
I mean, picking up from zeros to
3. 2 is a 200%.
But that is a big pickup. But yeah, I mean, right now, I'm doing a couple refinances. Well, I just closed one where it was a couple that were buying a house in Maine, a nice second home, right? And they were getting this quote from the lender there.
Sure.
Were referred to me, and I'm, after talking to them, I'm like, wait a minute, you got a house that's free and clear here? Because they only needed like 400. They were going to put a big down payment, and that house is worth $1 million. So yeah, the rate was much better than doing a second home purchase.
Yeah.
Right? Because now it's their primary residence, even with the cash out.
So
because
cash out refi
value,
on primary.
Right. So they got the 400 grand,
400.
just like that. In fact, I'm doing one right now. The real estate agent called me because she's trying to buy a condo in Mount Charleston.
Okay.
And right by the hotel there. Yeah. And apparently I closed one about 2.5 years ago, and her lender's telling her that the condo project doesn't meet the Fannie Mae guidelines, this and that. And I said, again, I just started talking to her, and she's like, yeah, my house is free and clear. And I'm like, it is? So I'm doing a $200,000 loan. She's like, great. Why didn't she's like, so I got picked up a new realtor because she's like, no one even thought of asking me that. Right. So, and then, cashing out for paying off debts is certainly becoming something that's that's really going to move the needle for people.
For sure.
Even with the higher rate, man, if we could pay off all that mounting debt that you have.
Yeah, I mean, credit cards. I saw. I'm talking to my sister. My sister's credit card rate's like 31 right now. Another buddy just bought a car. He got 15.
Yeah.
Right, so like if you have some equity in these,
I get yelled at for 6. And
right,
7,
exactly. So if you have some equity in your home here, and you can go pay off a 15% car loan or 30% credit card.
Yeah, and if you only make the minimum payment, that credit card debt's never going away, right?
Like
and then if you eliminate $2,000 worth of payments, right, and your payment on your house went up $700, okay, well you're cash flowing $1,300. Go throw $300 more on that house payment,
there you go.
And pocket that $1,000, and I'm going to call you up and refinance you at a lower rate soon enough.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so it's a. You have to explain it to people
for
because
sure.
everybody's like, oh, I'm going from 7 to 3 to 7,
right.
But there is certainly a room for people still to refinance. We'll see a little refinance boom come next year when rates drop. But I sent you an article. There's a lot of people in our industry. Some that got in, I'd say a couple years ago, right?
Sure.
There was a flood of new real estate agents, maybe not so much loan officers. This isn't the easiest job to get into. Like attrition wise, are you seeing a lot of, or are we seeing a lot jump out of the market or the industry market?
It is just insane. See, a lot of people when they think of a real estate agent or they think of what we do, they think it's just going to be you're just like going to make
right?
six figures right out the gate.
And we'll go to lunch.
One.
Yeah,
it's not really how it is. I mean, the stats show the average agent in year 1 makes $18,000.
Yeah, not a lot.
The stats of what NAR lost so far, it was like 164,000 agents or something, left and right. I don't know what here locally we've lost yet. Sure. We just had another set of dues just get paid, so very curious to see what we're sitting at agent wise. But people are getting out left and right, or they're getting other jobs. I have other colleagues that are now.
I see it all the time. Yeah, and 80% of or 20% of you do 80% of the business too, right?
Yeah.
And with little supply. Right. And, there's not a lot of listings to be had. Right. And the people that have done this, like you, are going to swallow them up. So it's really difficult, and you can only call so many expired listings. And that, I know some young new agents that are hustlers. They will break through. But, I think the survey was 4 out of 10 new real estate agents think they will succeed. And that seems about right. And I'd say about 2 maybe will.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
I met a real estate agent yesterday, brand new in the industry. I taught a class the day before. She came in. She wanted to purchase a house for her son. She's going to be awesome. Like, she gets it. Like, I do an open house. I'm like, it's all I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if you do what you're supposed to do, like it's, like you said, it's not as easy as you think, because all of the effort to get to that point is behind the scenes. And then when they realize that, they're like, this isn't so fun.
Yeah, the article pointed out the barrier of entry is low, but the barrier to success is super high. And that's something that you just consistency over time, building one piece at a time. That's how you'll break through. Which is, pretty much like any business.
There's good things about being your own boss, and there's bad things as well.
Pros and cons, right? Just everything in life.
I foresee that with loan officers as well. I think we'll probably see about 30% get out of the business here in the next year or two. But I just think in 2025, if you do hang on, we're going to see another little housing boom, and and those that did hang on are going to do like 60 or 80% of the volume again. Sure. So it's just kind of it's a cyclical thing, and me and you started right when the was hitting the fan, right?
Absolutely.
And I bought a brand new house in 2009. It was great timing.
Great time.
And then I'm like, and then I remember watching the news and Lehman Brothers was shutting down. And I said to my wife, I'm like, I don't know how long we'll be staying in this house, but you know what? I picked I put my best shirt on.
and
I picked it up, and then I made it work. So all right, enough of that. I think it's time
it's probably rundown time.
Yeah, let's do it. That's probably, you know what? Maybe somebody did a pick by now on my fantasy team.
Oh, are you up? Will you get a ping?
No, it's not been 7 hours, Nick. Don't get crazy.
All right. So Jacob's story. What do we got going here?
Jacob's story. This is a great story. So Jacob works in one of my offices, right? So he's a licensed real estate agent, but his job is actually an inside sales associate, right? So, and he works on one of the biggest teams there is in town, and you know what I mean? And he does a great job. So he kind of calls the leads and tees them up and gives them to the agents, right? Yeah. Before I got to this office, he was told just by a loan officer that he could buy a house, right? Although he'd only been on the job making commissions for about 11 months, right?
Okay.
That failed, as you know, right?
Of course.
And then, the loan officer, just put your mom on there, and he didn't want to do that. Then a couple months later, he approached me, and I said, I think we can. I'll have to get it approved through underwriting. And we were able to figure it out with just 12 months commissions, right? Not solid. Exactly what he is making, but it was enough for him to buy a $160,000 condo, okay? Not something he wants to stay in forever, right? First of all, he made 3% commission because they was allowed to keep that. And then we used that for the down payment.
Okay.
He got $5,000 in closing costs. So I think he bought this for $3,000 out of pocket. Not even that much, right? Okay. He's going to now stay there 12 months, and then we're going to, in 12 months, use down payment assistance and future rental income on the other property.
Solid.
And he's going to go buy a fourplex, right? Oh. And then he's going to get 3% commission. So we'll probably get into that with zero money down.
Okay.
Right?
And he's going to live into that for
He is. He's going to live in that for 12 months and then buy a house, a year later with 5% down and just keep rents. And we have a client that literally wants to do that. Makes way more than him.
Right.
And they even have VA eligibility. So they're doing this one with zero money down. Very modest house. This is what they want. They can afford a lot more, but their goal is in a year from now, they're buying another one and buying another one. That's how you build wealth, right? And real estate, because people, how do you buy all these rental properties? With the 20% down.
Move into them.
That's one of the ways you do it. So.
That's a great way. Great story.
All right, going down.
Going down. So, Case-Shiller, the study just came out, and it really broke down the 48-year average plus last year over. And I thought this was really interesting and important to highlight for all the potential buyers out there that have been on the fence waiting for whatever it is they're waiting for. And how does this translate, or, over time, what's happened in the last 12 months? How does it compare to over time? So this is your average price movement increase or appreciation gain. And so last year, we had this weirdness, right, where it just kind of went crazy. It was a kind of a unique, January to June just kind of boomed. And then we had this correction, or this, whatever they were going to call it, which is what you kind of see in the green. We still had a negative of the beginning of 2023. But if you look at the 48-year average, what's happening in 2023 is outpacing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or if you factor in the negative 0.5, maybe we're right on par what has traditionally been happening. Now, the Case-Shiller study also projects that we are now in a normal market, which is something that we have not been in for a really, really long time. Right. Is it a buyer market? Is it a seller market? That's a question that we get all the time. And what I'm responding with is, we're in a normal market now.
Yeah.
Well, what does a normal market consist of? A normal market consists of, it's going to take anywhere from 60 to 120 days to sell your house, depending on where you're priced. And you can expect to have some give and take in negotiations based on how high you choose to price in the beginning, or to get once we get requests for repairs or appraisal, you're going to have to give a little, to have this give and take. So something to consider. We're right where the 48-year average has been. 2022 was kind of an outlier.
Yeah.
And
of course it
over
was.
time.
Yeah, it's weird how it went from complete sellers to buyers, and now we're kind of even, and it's curious to see where we go
in a normal market
about 12 months from now. So 20% down. Should you put this down, right?
Okay.
Now, look, if you have the 20% down to put down, go for it, right? But there's a lot of people, and what you just showed kind of really hits to this point, right? Maybe they're listening to Dave Ramsey. You pay mortgage insurance, you're just throwing your money out the window, right? Or dad that bought a house 35 years ago, that's the way he did it. And there was people in 2020 Nick, that you know what, they were still saving for that 20% down, right? So what happened? Well, that $300,000 house at a rate of 3% or lower, right? You know, the private mortgage insurance on that, even with like 5% down, that's about $75 a month. Not a whole lot, right? The appreciation they would have received from that, like 2 years later, that house probably worth about what, 400?
I mean,
the low end,
yeah, we're up like 40%. Yeah,
right. So the mortgage insurance would have gone away. The amortization they paid, they literally, you know, and the rate that they have now, right, with that lower monthly payment, they wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
On a 300 grand house, probably 120.
You know, so I still hear this to this day. I mean, there was a couple people in the last month or so. That's why I'm talking about this. And I'm trying to show them the numbers. One person realized it. The other one just doesn't want to hear anything. Like, I'm not paying that PMI for nothing, right? So just, you know, you have to look at things objectively and hopefully with the right information, you're making the right decision for yourself, whether or not that is 20% down or not.
Right.
Just look at both different options and make sure that you do make the right decision.
For sure.
That's all I say.
Got it.
All right, Durango, man.
Durango Station. Are we excited about this?
I am.
So they announced the date. For those that don't know, the Station Casinos is building a new property out there, really kind of by IKEA, Durango, 215 South area. They announced the date. It's going to be November 20th, Monday, November 20th. I'm a frequent flyer to Station Casinos.
I love it. Yeah.
It's just
they're the best.
Yeah,
and this one's been in the works
Red Rock.
since my house in 2009. It was right by there, and they put the kibosh to everything.
That was okay.
Yeah, that was one of the big selling. They're gonna have Durango Station next year. They didn't,
and they didn't work out.
No, the Station Casinos are amazing.
Nice. Yeah. No, I'm super excited. I don't know what restaurants are in. I don't think they had a list yet of what vendors are in there, but it's an exciting time to just see what's going on again in Vegas.
What is the Commons? Is that right by there?
It is, yeah.
Right?
So it is right next to that kind of.
What is that? That's a big office retail-ish. I heard there's
smaller
some great
on the retail.
There.
There's some great food in there. Yeah, I want to say there's 7 or 8 restaurants. I've eaten at 3 or 4 of them. Really good food. It's kind of a shopping office space. Just it's a vibe, as the kids say these days. But have you been to Rouge Room at Red Rock yet?
No.
Okay, so I hope that they have something similar, but at Red Rock Station right now, they have Rouge Room, which took place at the nightclub. And it's kind of this like dinner, speakeasy, supper club with that, a piano guy, and he's like doing covers. So he was like playing the piano, singing No Diggity, Blackstreet, then going to, like AC/DC on the piano. So good range, good food. Just excited for, the locals.
Well, we all can tell who's hip and who's not here. I mean, like, you didn't have to, like,
I'm going to see an attorney after this. That's why I dressed.
All right,
for a divorce.
Oh yeah,
ironically,
of course.
Yeah.
Right.
Not for me,
that's your niche.
for
I know.
a client.
Okay.
All right, Summerlin, what's going on in Summerlin?
Well, I'm not sure, but here's what, because I'll tell you this. Summerlin's amazing, and I've been an OG Green Valley guy for a long time, and I 7 years ago, I'm like, all right, Summerlin's better. I get it, right? So since 1994, they've been in the top, 10 whatever master plan communities. It's still they were in the top 5 this year, right? In the United States of sales, which is actually down for them. I think Cadence is that one, and Inspirata made the list, but that was about it. Okay. Nowhere near Summerlin, but Summerlin is pretty badass.
It's
ridiculous. What I mean, for lack of better words. The district. When you look at the district, it almost looks like we should just implode the district and start over again,
Comparison.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And I get jealous of it, but they got a baseball stadium.
They do.
Pretty soon they're going to have a major league, kind of a major league team playing in there, the Las Vegas A's. But you'd think they'd be running. And Howard Hughes, by the way, who bought, I think it was 30,
wild?
How many thousands of acres of land?
Right.
It's maybe one of the it was the 50s. You ever chalk that one up as a really good real estate investment?
That was a good move, man. That was.
Yeah, that's why these guys are pretty wealthy, and but what they've done with it and how they've just you know what I mean, all of that, everything matches like the red rock, and like it really is.
It's pretty special.
It is special. I'm so glad it's part of our community, even though it does beat Green Valley. I started in Green Valley when I was 7.
Yeah.
And I tried to hold on for a while, and I just can't hold on
anymore.
Guys
were up there for a minute.
Yeah, we were doing pretty well.
Minute,
we even got like a grocery store when I was like 9. I was like, dude, this is huge. All right, go ahead. So.
Okay, buyer market. So seasons. Okay, what I wanted to articulate here is, now that we're back in a normal market, as I discussed earlier, there are seasons, and the season of selling, is over.
Yep.
We're now in the buyer's market as far as season. So again, fall, summer, spring, winter. This would be your buyer season, and school starts on Monday. Okay. Typically, the buyer season. It's good for buyers.
Good for buyers.
Yeah, because if the seller didn't sell their home at this moment, we will have a deceleration in the pace. Okay, so that's going to create an opportunity for a margin. So what I'm trying to articulate here is, if you're a buyer right now, you're on the fence and you're waiting, your prime time is starting right now. August to January is the prime time to take advantage of a season. Now, what I want to mention is it doesn't mean that prices are going down.
Right.
A deceleration of appreciation
wow.
does not mean depreciation.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Deceleration of appreciation.
We get it, yeah.
Got it? All right. So it just means it's going up at a slower rate. So people that have been waiting, yes, we did have a year-over-year change. There's Vegas right there, number 3, sitting at 8% negative year-over. However, if you process that as a seller side, you're still up 37.2% last 3 years. So you still did all right. Buyer, if you waited, that's what you missed out on. Okay, so let's not miss out on anything else. Take advantage right now. There are people that are scenario selling that will put yourself in the right position to create a margin right now, because our pace is going to slow down, which is going to cause some emotion, and I don't want to say panic, but it's going to cause some emotional responses from a seller that you can create a margin.
And I always tell buyers, like, in the wintertime, like, in Christmas, like, sellers are motivated.
They're pretty motivated.
Like, you can get a better deal.
You can.
Like, if they're letting you run around their house and, right around Christmas time and
there's a reason.
There's a reason.
And therefore they can.
So I was right when I said that?
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
kind of making that up.
No, it's the best. It's a great time a great time to buy.
Yeah.
And especially if they missed it. Is your
I was going to see if the dynasty, do you think this will be done by the start of the season? And they're not sure yet. So,
they're unsure if it will be.
So, wow. Wow. That was awkward pause there.
That was a lot of info.
The shirt, it does,
I don't know we've ever had this much time to. At the end of the rundown.
No, we're talking about nothing as well. Well, we do a lot of that, but I'm supposed to do some bomb videos for like my for like track campaigns on my CRM, and I'm probably not going to do it now.
And that?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Is it because of my comment?
Well, no, you're right though. I do look a little, festive. Right?
Yeah,
like I'm going
it's like a Saturday.
Like Hee Haw. Remember Hee Haw? That was a great show. My grandparents made me watch Hee Haw. That was. I was a good grandchild kid.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what hat you. If you put on a bucket hat and have like a lure,
all right.
Like that could
How dare
be.
You.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so
good show. Wow, what did we learn today, Nick?
We learned that it's definitely a buyer's market. We should not wait. We learned that you're going to stop predicting.
Yeah, well, we
interest
learned that
rates because we learned that it doesn't matter when you buy; you're just going to refi.
Exactly.
And sellers, like, hey, I'm going to call a spade. You kind of missed it. Like, your time to sell, if you're going to take advantage of a swing, is February to like May.
There you go.
June, July, August kind of just hangs, but like kind of mid-August to January, it's.
And America's rolling with a 760 credit score now.
So we're double A+.
What are you going to do? So good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you. We'll see you guys soon.